9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Are you ready?
Turn down for what? Turn down for what? Turn down for what? Turn down for what? Turn down for what?
And then the guy says, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to the duck. Welcome to the Just the G show and all our hilarity.
What's going on, dude?
Nothing. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I fucking.
It feels like it's been a week since we did this.
I know. It went fast. This week went fast. I've been busy, man. I barely did anything.
So
like, except for lawn and like housework, you know what I mean? Working on the property, as we call it.
You working on like the back 40?
Yeah.
Plowing. Getting the fields ready.
Oh, let me lower my volume.
Oh my God, Steven would be beside himself.
I know. Oh, there's Lady Lopez.
You can always count on her.
Yeah, I did. I got a lot done, man. I finished pretty much clearing the left side of the house all the way back to the property line. What is that?
It's
what
Bumble Bees
is
sparkling water with grapefruit. I'm hoping to get them as a sponsor.
Nice. And is it like a light leaf? Is it like a San Pellegrino?
Yes, but there's no sugar. Grapefruit flavor with other natural flavors.
I brought a variety of beverages.
Did
today,
you?
It's kind of hot.
Did you bring a variety of beverage?
So I wasn't sure. I knew I was going to want my coffee, which I got. Thank you. I appreciate that. And then, of course, I brought my my blood red orange.
I bet you I do love a nice bloody orange, almost as much as I like a bloody egg.
I bought my toxic plastic
Okay.
water, just in case I want my whatever you call them, my PCBs or whatever they are.
I forgot to close the studio door.
And I also brought a little Schweppes ginger ale.
Oh, Schweppes.
Yeah,
It's nice. It's like medicine.
artificial ginger flavor. And that's what I brought tonight. I don't know what I'm going to go. It depends on the mood, I guess. I don't know.
You know what's interesting is I hate ginger, but I love ginger ale.
Interesting. Why?
If you give me a ginger snap,
Yeah.
I will wing it at your head at great
What
velocity.
about with like if you're having like sushi? If you're having sushi, you don't like a little ginger with your what do you call it? The green stuff, the wasabi.
Well, let's start from the beginning.
Is that ginger?
I don't eat sushi.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry. I didn't know you weren't into French food.
I believe that's pronounced sushi.
Oh, sushi.
And I'm not against trying it again. I just haven't met a sushi besides a California roll that I enjoyed, and the California roll is nothing.
Well, what about? Well, it's something. It is something.
Well, it's not raw fish.
How about a salmon roll? You never had a salmon roll? Have you
I
ever had
probably
raw
did.
salmon, like lox on a bagel?
Oi.
Yeah, lox on a bagel. If you never had raw salmon,
I think I may have tried it once.
have a nice salmon roll. Those
Tasted,
are good.
it tasted like if you cut out the cheek of a goat. It's that consistency. It tastes like and then salted it.
A salmon?
Yeah, that's the consistency. It's
when
like a
it's-
salty cheek.
I don't like when it's got like that clear glaze to it. If it's been not,
Sitting around a bit.
yeah, more than like 10 minutes,
Where it
starts
gets
to happen. It
gelatinous.
starts sweating.
Yeah.
It's like, why is that meat sweating? It's not even doing anything.
Well, you could say the same about me. And I've tried good sushi, like like
Mhm.
gas station sushi level.
Oh, you
good.
have. So
yeah.
you've gone to the one down the road. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
No, I've had good sushi in the city and
Okay. Mhm.
just wasn't for me yet. I'll try again.
Well,
Taste
yeah,
buds change.
I'm not a huge fan of it. I like it though. Every now and then, I like it. It's not.
I know the Road family is a big fan of the sushi.
They are. I know. Well, Dave is pretty. He likes to take chances when he eats things. You know what I mean? Like he eats like cow's tongues and shit like that. Like
Yeah.
fucking goats' faces and
I don't know if he's ever had a goat's face.
give him time.
I mean, I guess in a
He's a
certain light,
Viking. He'll
I
have
guess-
a goat face.
I guess in a certain light, he might have a goat face. But I don't know if he's ever actually eaten goat face, or as the Italians say, gabagool.
Yo, gabagool, gabagool face.
Yeah, gabagool face.
Hey, Tony Verone. What's going on?
Speaking of gabagool face,
So yeah, I know. That's what I say. I try not to eat any fish because none of it's fresh. We're on top of a mountain. You're not getting fresh fish here
okay. Oh,
Ever.
maybe I should be in the comments thing.
unless you pulled it out of the
lake.
lake that day. But you're not getting shark and lobster and crab.
PA is basically so.
Yeah.
In all honesty, I've been told by people who do like sushi.
Do they like sushi like I like sushi?
I don't know. They might.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That the sushi that is delivered to Weiss on Wednesdays
Mm-hmm.
is actually really good.
I've had it,
That's what I'm told.
but I haven't had anything with any fish. It doesn't really count. Like I had a California roll, so there's no rotting carcass in there. It's just some plants and shit, whatever the fuck it is.
So why would you pass up on the rotting carcass?
Because I don't know when it got there. It gets there every Wednesday, but when did they make it? Tuesday? Gets
Well,
there
that's
Wednesday.
That's why I only buy it on Sunday
Got you.
because
Well,
it's half
really
price.
old. Oh, it is.
Yeah.
I thought there was
IGA and Hawley has their own sushi chef. Dave says. Who knows? That might be where Weiss is getting it.
Wow. I'll have to check that out. I might be making my way out there tomorrow, out to Holy Land to see Omar.
Oh, this bubbly is quite crisp and refreshing.
Is it?
Yes,
Is it delish?
it is. We'll be sending this podcast to the people at Buble.
Is that how you buble?
I have no idea.
Buble?
I don't know. It's Bubly.
Buble. 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 Stop by my shop. Okay. Give me the directions.
And the next
I
thing is
will.
going to be.
Give me the address and I will.
And the next thing is going to be stop at IGA and pick us up some sushi.
Yeah, right.
Speaking of my brother Tony, he had sent me. Tony's the new man on the street. He gathers information.
Yeah. Well, he's obviously very intelligent. So
I don't know that that's that particularly obvious.
well, I'm just saying, out of the two of you, he's the.
Well, one of us had to get the looks.
No, so go ahead. I'm sorry. So you're saying something about your intelligent brother?
So we were talking a lot of stuff about birds and bird eggs and the bird fertilization, and it turns out that I'm an idiot.
And then again, it's something I've been telling you for quite some time.
Yes, I just didn't. I refuse to believe it, but yeah. So birds do how you call their fornicate there
Yeah, I have.
in doggy style.
This is what
pretty-
Tanya sent me to show you. You see,
Why is Tanya sending you bird porn?
well, because we were talking about it, and she was laughing her ass off.
Well, the best thing
And
is,
I didn't hear my phone go off during the show, so I wanted to thank Tanya for the
well, the best thing about all of this is
bird porn.
is that they have a cloaca.
A huata?
Yes,
Testicles,
male
sperm
inserts-
tubes, and an ovarian tube. Ovarian tube.
the male inserts his little birdie penis into the cloaca of the female.
Yeah, I see it.
Remember when you were going to test the cloaca on a turtle that we found?
Yeah, the little snapping turtle.
Yeah, it was definitely not little.
I could see that. penis.
Would you stop staring at that? It's starting to creep me out. Don't fucking
just
make
leave
it bigger.
We'll just leave it there.
Oh my god. So this reminds me of I've had a what would you call it? A glorious event?
Will you just look at the way it goes?
No, I don't want to
over
look at it anymore. I don't want to look at
It's
it
like a
anymore.
suction cup. It's so strange.
So I hope this works. I'm going to show a picture of the beautiful bird babies that we have now on my deck, right outside my sliding door.
Yeah, that's gorgeous. Man.
Yeah. So I'm going to say breaded and fried. Those things are going to be fantastic.
Oh, absolutely. Now, are you going to preheat them by setting the nest on fire, or are you going to?
Well, I figure that's going to be the best way to get the hair off and the young feathers.
Right. That might, get the hair, the feathers off, and then maybe dip them in some hot grease just for fun.
Feet first.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tony says he clearly won the genetic gene pool. I'll be honest with Tony. I'm not even going to argue that point. But when you take the three of us together, none of us really are winners, are we?
No.
None of us really won the big genetic lottery, in my opinion. But if you want to be the best of the worst, I'm happy to give you that.
I did get quite the nose. I mean, look at this thing.
I prefer to refer to it as a proboscis.
A honka.
Yeah.
A nazu.
Well, you know what? To be perfectly honest with you, if you had a tiny nose, your giant eyes would look even more ridiculous.
On my big head.
Yes. So yeah. So
you know what I did? Did I tell you about the brain scan? I went for a brain scan. That was something I did. Did I tell you about that or no?
We need our bells back because now I can't even say, did they find anything? And then stupidly hit my bell. We moved them. I don't know why I moved. I think I cleaned up in here, which is a stupid idea. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to fix this in post. What did you do this week?
What was I saying?
Brain scan.
Oh, yeah. I had a brain scan.
Oh, did they find anything?
Well, in typical, my luck, right? Just like when I used the pumps at the gas station, the ATMs, anything that has to do with the fucking MRI.
It's almost ridiculous now. It's almost comical.
Right? The MRI, same thing. It broke. So just like all the other electronical adventures in my life.
You sure that's electronical is the word that you want to use?
Well, I mean, an MRI is electric, right? And then
it's electronical.
Yeah, electronical.
Magnetical.
And then you got your, this brain scan thing. So they put this little helmet on your head. Mine was a size medium. Just want to throw that out there.
Did they put it on with a hammer, I hope?
Yeah. Oh, God. So they put this helmet on. It's got these metal things on it.
Mm-hmm.
That are supposed to sit over certain parts of your brain. And then they wet it. It's all wet.
It sounds like a fucking trip to the electric chair, quite frankly.
And then they hook up a wire to the back of it. They do. Mm-hmm. And then you got to go through all these exercises. It's like,
what kind of exercises? They ask you questions?
Yeah, it's like an arrow will flash on the screen, and if it's pointing left, you click left. If it points right, you click right.
So you're laying on your back on the machine this whole time?
No, I'm sitting up. At this point, I'm sitting up. And then,
okay, so the scan is completely done in the helmet.
Yeah, so the helmet is reading where my brain is using most of its electronic pulses at the moment that thing is asking me to do certain shit.
Or as I like to say, misfiring.
So it's going to see where when my brain is looking at one thing, it'll show that I'm not on task on what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay. You know what I mean?
Okay. Like Clockwork Orange, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And then, yeah, exactly. Because I still see it in my head, the whole, the arrows and all that.
That's the mushrooms.
Pretty, yeah, that was pretty cool too. I did take them the day before.
So how did were you supposed to?
Yeah. He said
Yeah.
it was cool.
So how did this
What's up,
thing
Lisa?
break?
I don't know. So I get through the whole brain scan part, right? It's also supposed to tell me how defunct my brain is. So it's going to tell me how old my brain is, in comparison to I could be like 65-year-old brain or 50-year-old brain.
So I read the report, and it actually literally said, which I didn't know was a medical term.
Mm-hmm.
Small town in Detroit,
Yeah, that's an actual
completely
I
abandoned.
think I read that in yeah, medical journals. That's a big term they use a lot. Yeah, they didn't find anything yet. I don't. Well, what?
Well, you broke the fucking thing. So how are they going to find anything?
This is what happened. So luckily, I don't have to go back. I don't have to go back. I mean, to do the whole thing.
They
I have
probably
to go back.
They
but
probably saw what they needed in the first 8 seconds.
I have to finish it, but I don't have
Yeah.
to start from the beginning, which is the more brutal part.
They said, Mr. Vaccarino, you see this giant blank space right here? Yeah, this is the why you are the way you are.
Oh my god! And then there was another thing where you had to go from so you had to like draw a line using like your mouse, mouse thing. So you had to draw a line from the number 1 to the letter A, and then from the letter A to number 2 to the letter B.
Okay.
You get it, right?
Yeah.
But everything was all separated all over the fucking screen. So the further you got into this thing, the more of like a web started to appear, and it would distract you.
I want to take this test.
Right?
I want to take this test more than my next breath.
So, it was just showing my ability to stay on task, so it didn't work very well. I had to stop 3 times to ask what the fuck I was doing.
So did you go to like 3 to 14?
Yeah, I just forgot. Like I got to like I think number 7 or 6 or something like that, and I just forgot what I was supposed to be doing. Like, I don't know.
Hey Jenny, I don't know if you saw this, but I'm going to put this back up for Miss Jane. Check this out. Belinda Topez and I are going to have a delicious meal on Memorial Day. Nothing
Look at
like
that.
fresh fried squab.
Ooh.
So
Probably.
So what was the so
All right,
you're
so
doing
then
this thing, you're going through the process.
I get the whole helmet part over. I got through the helmet part. Okay, so now I'm done with the whole.
Oh, you get to take the helmet off.
Take the helmet off.
Okay.
Now I don't. I'm not running around looking like Jelly Bean, getting ready for bed over here. Okay. And then,
New
they
product
do
placement.
this thing where they hook up. What do you call it?
Oh my God! Please say jumper cables to your testicles.
No, that comes later.
Okay.
The the cuffs that they put on for the pulse, to take your pulse.
Blood pressure cuff.
Yeah, blood pressure. Well, they put
It's-
one on each wrist and then one on each ankle. And then they put these electrical wires that go to that.
Okay, so they probably weren't blood pressure cuffs. It was just some kind of. They were reading the different pulse points.
Yeah, they fill with air though, but I don't know.
So why didn't they want the carotid? Because they could wrap something around your neck and then fill it with air.
Yeah, it was funny. The lady was talking about something later on about slapping me in the face with a side of meat or something like that.
Okay. Did you pay extra
Heavily
for that?
salted beef.
maybe some salted salmon.
Yeah, mixed sushi. But yeah, so it was pretty cool. But I have to go back to finish the.
Well, you got these cuffs put on you.
Right. And then the lady's like, oh, and then there's these pads that go on the bottom of your feet too, that they attach wires to those also that read your fucking feet, I guess. I don't know. And
okay, so for those of us just coming in, how much did you pay for this prostitute?
Oh, she was a good, I think this was a good like $12.
Oh, she was from Port.
Yeah.
Port Jervis.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah,
nice.
I got local.
Okay, so they the 4 points of restraint, and then they're monitoring your pulses. Did they give you any stimulus, anything to watch?
I was supposed to, and then the machine broke, so I had to leave. I thought she was joking. She's like, "Oh, the machine's broken." I'm like, "Oh, that's great. That's just my luck." And then she's like, "You can get
the
dressed.
fuck out of here.
You can get dressed." And then I was like, "Oh."
You know what the interesting part about that was? You never had to get undressed.
Yeah, well, that was the prior. When she was leaving, she told me that. She's like, you look kind of silly. I'm like, what? She's like, you never have to get undressed. She's like, do me a favor though, just wipe down that chair when you get up. I think you were sweating.
That's not sweat, honey. And no, a snail didn't crawl across your couch.
Fuck, man.
So,
okay, sorry, I'm back.
the last 2 days we learned
Yeah.
that there is absolutely nothing people won't fucking bitch about in our community.
Anywhere in the world. Anywhere. You know what? You could post something online and some guy in fucking China will get pissed off about it and fucking write some shit.
All I heard today was about this fucking helicopter flying over people's houses at like 5:45 this morning, spraying for gypsy moth.
Oh yeah, the old gypsy moth.
Yeah, not the spongy moth, the gypsy moth.
It's and it's a yearly occurrence, right? We do this once a year. We do this
almost,
if when necessary.
They've skipped a couple of years here and there.
Hmm.
I didn't know about it. It was in the happenings, which I don't read. It was in the hub, which I'm not a member of.
Right.
Had they put it on the real Hemlock, people wouldn't have fucking known.
Right. If they went to where everybody looked.
But I woke up yesterday. I heard a helicopter. It was really low. I said, must be spraying for gypsy moths.
And you went back.
And I went back to bed. And Bentley, my trusty hound,
yes,
didn't even open an eye. Didn't even notice.
Quite the beast, isn't he?
He is a noble beast, if you don't mind me saying so.
A trusty steed.
Yes, I love to mount him. So, at least I can make somebody laugh. So, without taking my pants off, at least. So, oh my God, everybody was fucking up in arms. And then somebody from the community explained quite clearly why it had to be done early. I explained to a few people why it had to be done at all, because I remember getting caterpillar shit rained upon me.
Yeah, let it rain.
And you could actually hear them eating the fucking leaves of the trees. So, it gets bad. So, so
raining caterpillar shit.
And to answer your question, they actually did. Yes, they sprayed the state land the other day down by the communities down south on 739. So they did spray some state land.
I was just curious, is it something that we follow, like state land? If they do it, we do it, that kind of thing. They don't do it, we don't.
I don't know how the decisions are made.
Yeah.
Probably somebody has to go out and count caterpillars or some shit.
Probably.
But
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now what is this? This is they make the big web things.
No, those are web worms. Those are something different.
Oh, those aren't I always thought those were caterpillars. Did that.
Well, I think they probably look a lot like a caterpillar.
What's a gypsy moth? Not the same thing as a caterpillar?
So it's a moth that'll try to sell you a roof.
Oh, no shit.
Or some waterproofing, and then never actually do it. Or those grifters. I always get mixed up.
It's a traveling moth.
It's a traveling moth, yes. I don't even know what they look like in the moth stage, because they seem to be more of a pain in the ass in the caterpillar stage.
So they're probably those little white moths that are always flying around the grass.
I think they're yellow
because they fall out of the trees. Do you think they're yellow? Hey Roy, hey Christina.
Yeah, it just comes out of our general fund, I think. The spraying. Okay. Which I get. I think it's a reasonable expense, as long as we're doing our due diligence on who we hand the contract to.
Yeah. Now, Let's see. Yesterday was they sprayed yesterday.
Yesterday and today, and then it's done. They're done.
When did they dig up my yard? Monday, right?
Yes, but that wasn't for gypsy moths.
Oh, okay. That was for.
That was to inform you you're about to
spend a lot of money,
incur an expense of $20,000 to $25,000.
Now, let me tell you what I'm grateful for. Okay, because you got to think about what you're grateful for when you get hit with a bill like that.
You got yourself some nice rocks.
I got a lot of nice rocks coming from my rock walls, and we have, ladies and gentlemen, we have
this segment sponsored by Boobly.
Boobly, the delicious, crisp, refreshing Boobly.
In this case, grapefruit.
What was I saying?
I actually wasn't paying attention.
Oh, damn it! I just got a flat tire now.
Somebody tell Gio what we were talking about. We're talking about gypsy moth spraying, general fund.
Don't worry, nobody's paying attention.
That is true. No, we shouldn't really be this high for this show.
Oh my God, I got blazed before the show started.
I was thinking about something.
What's that?
I was driving with another local contractor to go look at a job.
Cool.
And he had the windows open.
I
guess
drove past my house.
Too fucking cheap to fucking have air conditioning.
Oh yeah, you put the Italian air conditioner on.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
And he got stung by something.
Oh wow. What was it?
Yellow jacket or a wasp or something.
Yeah, they're out already, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to kill two of them.
I was just thinking about it. Like, what is the purpose of these things?
I'm thinking they eat stuff, that needs to be eaten.
No, I don't think
so it doesn't get overgrown. They probably pollinate shit.
I don't think yellow jackets or wasps.
When they fly around, they probably eat other bugs, keep the bugs down.
They don't eat other bugs.
I
don't think they do.
I think they just prevent other species from overpopulating by killing them.
Okay.
Not necessarily eating them, just killing them.
But they're killers. I think everybody loves a bumblebee.
Oh,
because they don't bother nobody.
Like one of those big boys like that.
The ones that pollinate the flowers, they don't bother anybody. But
bounce around.
I was watching one the other day fly, and I tell you what, bumblebees are fucking assholes, in my opinion.
Yeah, I punched one the other day.
Yeah, their fucking legs are like turnip roots.
Yeah,
and they. The fuck is so fucking wonderful
fly
about
right
that?
In your face too. They fly there.
Well, if you have a flower in your hair,
well, I did at the time.
I bet you look delightful.
But
yeah, we actually have caught a few bumblebees asleep on the job. They're just sleeping in a fucking flower.
Did you kill them?
No, I took a picture of it. I guess.
Did you really?
It's like the fucking Cheech and Chong of the fucking.
You're a regular freaking Jacques Cousteau over here of not just the underworld, but of the world. A whole next level.
Well, I got to spend some time with some fox the other day.
Yeah.
Linda never even saw me. I was staring through that window for almost 2 hours.
Yeah, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not gonna need any new stucco on that side of the house.
Yeah, she's plenty solid now.
Good. Yeah.
The sun's out, it's drying. Nice.
Oh yeah. Drying like fucking old meringue.
Yeah, a nice solid white. Looks like a Greek house somewhere on an island, Mykonos.
Exactly. No, but I pulled up behind somebody that had stopped to look at something, and I guess somehow I managed to bully them, and they went, and then I saw what they were looking at. Linda says, just in time for the malarkey. So I went to go see what they were looking at, and it was the famous female fox that has the injured leg.
Oh, yeah. She's a cutie.
She is. And she's got four kits, 4 babies.
So she's doing okay.
I would say so.
I think that she has figured out that she is much safer in the community than she is, say, in the forest. And
I would almost I would almost bet money that somebody or multiple people are providing food for her, which is whatever.
Probably. Once in a while, who cares, right?
Sometimes you give them a little boost.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. But those babies were funny. You know, there's
Yeah,
a
how
time.
were they, man?
Well, I've experienced this before. So she's weird. She's different. She's not. She has no fear of people.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't say that. Very little fear of people. I drove alongside of her for quite a distance at another time, and she never tried to dart into the woods.
Funny, right?
My truck was only maybe 10 yards from where they were, and I got out of it, and she was very relaxed. And then there's also, I've experienced this before. There's a period of time where the babies don't know to be afraid of you.
Yeah, yeah, right.
So they just do their
like
thing.
Puppies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had photographed a family of fox over a period of time in another spot, and I got some great pictures before they were afraid. And then, like a light switch, all of a sudden, that was it. They saw me and they would fucking take off. They just learned, you know. But these guys were funny because there were 4 of them, and even just sitting there for like 20 or 30 minutes, you could see 2 of them would just fucking fight with each other, yell at each other, fight, tumble, roll around. Yeah. And then
were they barking? Were they making the fox sounds?
Well, they only made the fox sounds when another car came pulling up, and they started making all kinds of crazy noises. There was one that would just fucking wander around. You know, he would go into the woods, and 5 minutes later, he come popping out of the woods. And there was
George.
Yeah. And there was one that was up its mother's butt the whole time, just right there. You know, I got a couple pictures of them, but yeah, it was cool. I spent almost half an hour watching them.
That sounds great, man.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been able to experience something kind of cool like that.
So you got that. You got the birds. Did you ever get into? Did I ever ask you? Did you ever get into like hiking or anything like that? Did you ever hike?
I used to love to hike.
How come you don't hike no more?
I'm fat and old.
Oh. Okay, well there you
I walk. I mosey.
All right.
I would hike. You know, I'd hike.
Yeah. I saw this guy the other day when I was out skating in this park in Port Jervis, and he was on a mountain bike. He was probably like 55 years old. He was fucking hauling ass. I didn't know there were like mountain bike trails in there too. Was there anybody chasing him? No, he was chasing some little kid. I don't know what that was all about. I was just like, whatever, you know.
Did he have a puppy in his arm?
You know? Yeah, he's like, where are you going? And he's like, I got candy. And the kid is fucking screaming. And I was like, I don't want to get in. I got too much shit going on.
Roy says, don't hike to Hackers Falls. Yeah, I hear that's a little bit of a rough hike.
Hackers Falls. Where is that? Is that in Port Jervis?
No, I don't think it's in Port Jervis. I think it's local. And I think maybe I realized that the hike to it was rough because A, I looked for it and couldn't find it. And B, I think Roy might have done this hike recently.
Roy, fill us in, man. I need a challenge. Let's do it.
So speaking of interesting wildlife, I have a friend that luckily she wasn't home. She got a call and it was from our public safety department. They just told her that there was bear in her yard.
Oh yeah.
And she was like, all right, well, you know, it's not that unusual.
Yeah.
Well, she came home and the mother and 3 cubs were in her kitchen.
Yeah.
And her daughter left the door open. And they ate everything off the counter.
Yeah.
They ate 3 bags of cat food. They opened the refrigerator and they selected one singular bottle of salad dressing.
Was it Paul Newman's?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I probably should have.
Caesar? Blue cheese?
Might have been a nice blue cheese.
I'm thinking blue cheese.
I hope so.
Yeah. Nice.
And they exited the kitchen without any damage.
Well, did they break the door in, or how did they get in? They didn't.
Her daughter left the slider open.
Oh, she left it open. You said okay.
Her daughter, left the slider open. So
okay, yeah, you can't do that. You can't leave the door open. People, you know, I had to learn too. You know, it's just people. You don't think to do that. A bear is going to walk into your house, but we had him break in 3 times, and then the 4th time is when I shot that bear.
Did you ever think of not slathering yourself with honey?
Well, you know what I think what really did it in was the dead salmon that was laying around that I brushed myself with.
Okay. Okay. All roads lead to dead salmon, I guess.
And the bear just really, I don't know, took a liking to it.
Really interesting. Were you very badly molested by the bear?
Almost. It came in through the window. It was early in the morning, so I wasn't dressed appropriately for company. You know what I mean? Poor thing. Quite the vision he had his last day here on Earth.
Miss Lopez says honey mustard was probably the selection.
Nice selection. I like the little Pooh Bear kind of honey reference there.
I think that's where she was going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would have to agree. Yeah, so lots of wildlife activity.
Have you ever had like any type of wild animal in your home, like that unwelcome? Like you were just like, oh fuck, there's a whatever in my house.
Only for very momentarily.
What did you have?
So the other day, a chipmunk ran in.
Oh no shit!
Chipmunk. Yeah, and it ran up to the stove.
Yeah.
Put its hands on the stove and it was like, and then it took off and ran back out.
Like I'm in the wrong place, man.
Yeah, and then I had a bird in the house once.
Really?
Yeah, but it flew out very easily.
Oh my god! Would you leave the door open
to get it out?
No, to get it in.
I guess.
Yeah.
To get it out, I used a tennis racket.
Oh, that works.
Yeah. No. I opened the door and it went right out. So, yeah.
I once had a flying squirrel in my house. That was scary.
Well, that's my
fucking bedroom.
The fucking flying squirrels.
Jesse was there, man. We were all fucking screaming and shit. Things running across the bed.
So I
didn't kill it.
Finally.
Before you asked.
One thing you didn't fucking kill. Did you maim it?
No, I threw it out the window with so I got like this I got it in a basket and I slid a book under it, and then so I had this whole thing going because I didn't know, it was ugly looking. I didn't want to touch it. And then I had them open the window, and then I just did like this, and I threw everything right out the window. So I'm assuming because it was a flying squirrel, I'm assuming he made out all right,
I mean, they're more like gliding squirrels,
right?
But still, he's probably going to be okay.
I think he was fine, and so yeah, you can't officially add him to my list. Deep snow.
He wanted to see Frozen Falls. The falls weren't frozen, and Roy had a heart attack.
Oh shit! Waste of trip. Okay.
Well, I'm not going to say complete waste.
Wow.
Every once in a while, the heart needs a jolt.
A good old boost.
Yeah.
Nice jolt of electricity to keep us going.
Oh, yeah. So I was pretty well prepared to what I was moving into, what kind of animals were here. Yeah. Until sometime after 2011, 2012, maybe 2013, because I was in this house. I take the dog out. And I see something that looks like a bird, but didn't look like a bird, but really clumsily just landed in this fucking tree. This was at night.
Was it one of them those big fucking things with the necks, the turkey buzzards?
No.
Oh, okay.
Since we were talking about flying squirrels, I'm going to give you a hint.
Okay, go ahead. My apologies. I just got excited for a second.
Although I've had turkeys fly out of trees and scare the fuck out of me.
Yeah, they'll do that.
But I shine the light on the tree, and this fucking thing is going up the tree, and he's peeking around inside, and I see that. And I was like,
yeah.
Wow, is that a fucking flying squirrel? I didn't know they were here.
They're fucking weird, man.
Then I find out that houses a lot of them in my parents' neck of the woods get infestations of them.
Because they fly onto the roof from a tree.
I guess.
And they climb in through any little like entrance, where the roof meets the whatever.
Yeah.
Usually you got a little rot there.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Where I just had replaced.
Yeah. The fascia.
By Building Dreams Contracting for all your dreams.
We make your dreams come true.
There you have it. I'm not a good commercial guy.
Nah.
But yeah.
But yeah, exactly. They're like sugar gliders on steroids. Sugar gliders are kind of cute.
Oh, that's those little guys with the big eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flying squirrels look like they were caught in a fire and some of their skin melted in a weird way.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do look like that. Or like somebody just kind of like cut them and stretched them out over a board for like 6 weeks and then let them go.
You about a size 14 flying squirrel.
Exactly. Stick them over your foot. Go for a walk.
Linda Lopez had a bat in her house.
Oh, yeah. She's probably doing some kind of voodoo. Some kind of,
Well, yeah, that's the weird thing. It only came in after she cut the chicken's throat.
Oh, God. I bet.
Hey, listen, we're not here to shit on anybody's religion.
I'm not. Listen, if you want to cut chickens' throats, do whatever you like. I'm not a fan of chickens anyway. You know what I mean?
Why not?
They're kind of dirty. I don't know. Do you ever like see it when it's raw? What the fuck? I want to vomit when I look at that shit. I don't like chicken. I'm not a fan. I eat it, but I don't ask for it. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. It's kind of, I'll eat it, but I'm not gonna specifically say, can I have this fucking shit
Can I have
bird?
this flyless fowl?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get it.
That we're gonna mask. It's so fucking delicious that we gotta mask it with all this flavoring and all this fucking buffalo fucking bullshit that we put on it. That's how good it is. The fuck out of here. Sorry. I'm back.
What about when the chickens naturally grow in the shape of little dinosaurs and then they're breaded and fried?
That I like. Yeah, those. What do they call that? What kind of chicken is that anyway? Tyrannosaurus.
I think that's a Tyrannosaurus paste chicken.
It is a nice paste.
It is an extruded paste of chicken.
I like it in an original pink.
Linda said it right there.
Oh,
pink foamy nugget
nugget.
like
Yeah.
form. That's really the only natural form.
Best way to go.
I've had bear bologna.
I've had bear bologna.
Yeah.
Oh, did I give you some bear bologna?
That's how I had it.
Bear. Did I give you that with a side of fingernails, or was that without the fingernails? Because I got it from my buddy Ray. He wasn't the cleanest of people.
Okay, so now I'm feeling left out.
No,
It was good.
Yeah, it was good, huh? I'll eat it, but I'm gonna ask. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I gotta have it. If you're gonna give me chicken, I gotta have it. Chicken this, chicken that. I can't just have chicken. Yeah, chicken. That's how. That has anybody just taken just chicken and put it on a stove? What do you say? A barbecue, a grill, and just cooked it?
Have you ever seen a roast chicken before?
Yeah, but I'm saying that's it. No salt, no pepper, no nothing. Just a fucking chicken.
I mean, that's a little boring.
Right.
But why are you holding that up to the standard of anything?
Because
that's
if something is
standard.
good, it should stand on its own. And chicken does not stand on its own. It's just some rubbery sponge that holds the flavor of other things that we want to say tastes like chicken.
That's tofu.
Okay, yeah. Chicken are the tofu of the animal kingdom. Okay,
that's actually okay. That's fair.
That's what I believe. Because look at they make it into all these different shapes and everything else they do with it.
But the best part is the breast. Like in all things in life.
Oh yes. I'm sorry. Wait.
Yeah. So I mean, you got to at least respect that. Yeah, I could grill like chicken breast with no seasoning and eat it.
Yeah.
I mean,
what do you think it would taste like? I think it would smell.
It tastes like chicken.
I think it would smell like bad eggs, like you were cooking eggs.
Actually, you know what? I think it would taste like alligator.
It may.
Because they say alligator tastes like chicken.
So do frogs, they say. I'm going to try frogs. I'm going to South Carolina this summer. And I'm going to try frogs. Frog legs. There's a buffet place.
I believe that's pronounced buffet.
Oh, there's a buffet place that serves frog legs. So I'd like to go and get a big, heaping a scoop of frog legs. Try them.
Is that how they're served in the heapings? Have a heaping of them with their frog legs?
I mean, from what I hear, they taste delish.
So now, do you put salt on a steak at all? Tony wants to know.
Salt on a steak?
So, like, if you cook a steak, do you just leave it alone? Just have it like that?
I mean, yeah, I could. I mean, steak could stand on its own. Absolutely. Why not? You couldn't just have a piece of steak and you slice it nice and thin. It's fucking juicy.
I could, but I could do the same with chicken.
Gotta slice it thin, though, if you're gonna do it like that. Can't have like some gnawing fucking chunk of leather in your mouth like the Liver King or some shit.
Wait a minute. I'm talking about fucking steak. You like your steak the color
I
of
slice
Fred's
it
fucking
thin.
You like your steak the color of Fred's nose.
Yeah, a little darker.
A little darker than that.
I call it shoe leather. Ugh. Like Charlie Chaplin's shoes, you know, all dirty and black.
Yes. So I prefer my steak prepared in such a way that a very good vet could actually probably bring it back to life.
Do you don't like it crispy on the outside, like your lasagna? You don't like a little crispness around the outside of your steak?
Well, we've established I only eat lasagna that's microwaved.
Yeah,
but
I forgot.
But yeah, but you can achieve that. It's called a black and blue. You can achieve that without destroying the inside.
Which again brings me back to what I believe is that if something is good, it's good no matter how you cook it. It's good. Beef is good.
Like chicken.
I've had like medium rare. It's okay. You know, it's just like I don't know. I don't need to feel that shit going on in my mouth. It's a little too fucking weird for me. You know what I mean?
But you'll eat frog's legs and raw salmon.
On occasion.
Okay.
On occasion. I haven't had the frog legs yet, but the raw salmon, yeah, a nice little salmon roll where they fry up the skin and they they use the skin as a roll and they put the rice and some like minced up fucking salmon meat with like whatever other, you know.
It sounds unholy.
Accoutrement.
So Roy said, Daryl says, all I put on steak is salt. Nothing else. A1 or ketchup is fucking blasphemy. And so is well done. Yeah. So I don't put any
salt. Okay, Roy. Yeah.
No liquids go on my fucking steak.
What about
I don't even want to talk about somebody I know whose name rhymes with Linda Lopez will put fucking ketchup on a steak.
Interesting.
She won't do it here.
Sounds good.
She will not do it here.
Maybe with a little black pepper.
There's no ketchup on a steak.
What? Yeah, I don't know. With a little pepper, it sounds good. Why not?
So 2 weeks ago, I got some beautiful ribeyes.
Delish.
And I lightly sprinkled them with a Texas Longhorn Steakhouse steak flavoring. Steak.
Did you feel like you was at the restaurant? Did you feel like you were family?
I did.
Good.
I think that's who made the fucking thing. But I sprinkled that on first, and then I have this torture device that stabs the meat.
Oh, okay.
I do that on both sides, and then
kind of skewers it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I cooked it, and they were very, very good.
Well,
Miss Topez likes hers a little bit more towards the well done, but not maybe.
I go medium well.
No, I've seen your steaks. You don't go medium well. Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes I go well.
You go
overdone.
Well.
I can taste it already just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Put a little ketchup on the side.
Oh, a little beautiful ketchup on the side. Yeah. Now,
what
you
about
go well, like fucking tribesmen.
I have this thing lately when I'm cooking my beef that I apply butter to it while it's cooking.
I do as well.
Oh man, makes a big difference. It seems like the burgers are like fucking super juicy and shit.
Yeah.
Steak.
So Roy says, I don't pierce the meat. I only do that when it's raw, and then I only use tongs, not a fork, to turn them over once they're cooking. I don't want any of the beautiful au jus to escape.
Yeah, you don't want to. You know, speaking of au jus, our Hebrew friends, they can't have butter on their steak because they can't mix
Dairy.
milk, dairy, and beef.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that that's what the whole kosher thing was.
Want to hear a joke?
Well, I think there's more to it than just that. But
Since you walk down this road and decide to say,
you mean I wandered
a
into
Jew?
this desert?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What do you call a black astronaut on the moon? What do you call a black man on the moon, rather?
Ah, boy. I could think of 1,000 things.
An astronaut, you fucking racist.
I was gonna say that first.
Would have been better had I fucked it up to begin with. So here's the thing I think only men have to deal with.
Okay.
Have you ever been in that horrible place where you enter into the old fist bump handshake confusion?
Yes, I call it
Hell.
It's kind of the rock paper scissors handshake is what I call it.
Okay.
Okay, because what happens is you get this whole hand into which could be the scissor into a rock, and then it goes like this guy starts to shake and he goes into a rock, which becomes a paper.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
That is, you want
And
to
then
crawl
you're
into a
like,
hole and die.
And then you're just like, all right, man. Yeah. It happens.
So I chased down the garbage man on Monday.
Wait. So the order of protection has been lifted?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
I chased down the garbage man on Monday. And now I'm already I'm in a position where I'm at the low ground. He's in his big merengue truck. I'm standing on the ground.
Young guy?
Like, hey, big fella.
Young
young
yeah,
guy.
good kid. Yeah, like him.
And I handed him $20
Nice.
just for being a good garbage man.
Yes. It's nice to do that. I do the same. I try to give them, when I have extra cash, I put it in a Ziploc at the end of the driveway on top of the garbage can. I usually leave a note.
Did you ever consider filling that Ziploc with pennies and leaving it for him?
I should.
Yeah.
I actually thought about, rolling a J and just sticking it in there, but I don't want to assume.
You got to throw some Doritos in there then.
Plus, if I don't want to mess with his CDL and all that shit.
He's a
then I gotta
garbage
put a
man.
snack
There's
bag.
nothing to assume. But I went for the fist bump. He went for the handshake.
Yeah, huh?
And then it got to the point where we were like two penguins flapping our fucking flightless wings at each other. And I just got in my truck and I fucking
almost
left.
like when you go to kiss like an old relative or something, and they're going, for wrong side of your cheek, and you're going for a wrong side of theirs, and you keep kind of moving your head the wrong way until eventually you're French kissing each other.
Pretty much. Yeah. I mean, it's accidentally happened.
Right. I mean, yeah, obviously. I mean, me and Grandpa.
I mean, in general, I'm typically as awkward as a paraplegic crossing a highway in a fucking snowstorm, but
which is fun to watch.
Right? It is.
In the Poconos, that's a sport.
I've often done the thing of saying that I'm good before somebody asks how I'm doing. Stupid shit like that. So the fucking the worst is the fucking half shake where you bend your fucking somehow the grip doesn't match right.
Yeah, your hand falls into their thing like this.
Yeah,
almost. Like you get your fingers squeezed.
It's almost like a rape.
And you were like, wait, like in your mind, you're like, wait, I could shake better.
I could put this
back.
one together. And then there's our mutual friend, Jesse. Jesse likes to do the full 90-degree shake.
Yo.
He goes up and down.
Comes in high, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dives in like a fucking, like a bomber.
He wants his meat hooks in you.
Yeah, and boom, and then he's just like, good.
It's like a high, it's very awkward, I have to say.
Well, I mean, he's tall.
The whole thing about
he is tall, so for me, it's kind of
lurch like, if you will.
Yeah, I'm up there. So Yeah, it was a good handshake though. Pretty solid.
It's a quality handshake.
It is.
It's a quality handshake, which is rare these days.
So, what is this about cool clothes when you were younger?
Well, that was something I put in the show notes like 6 months ago. Figured we would get into it at some point.
Oh my god, there was like was I wore a lot of just jeans and a t-shirt. That was
No fucking way.
Oh yeah, just
I
like
can't
do
even
now.
picture that.
Yeah, jeans and t-shirt.
I went through the whole Z Cavarici stage.
Oh, I had some of those. I had the nice
Travel
pants,
Fox.
the fucking nice button-down shirt.
But did the shirt, the pattern match?
Oh yeah, I had nice shirts, man. I did have nice shirts.
But did the whole pocket thing?
I didn't. If I could get them without pockets, I had no pockets. And yes, they had that shit had to match.
Okay.
Even when I was
back in the day.
Yeah, I had some. Yeah, I used to. I worked. So I used to go buy my own fucking clothes. I used to get nice shit.
I used to wear not my brother's hand-me-downs, but my sister's hand-me-downs.
Well.
I had quite a few pair of fucking female Jordans that I would sport.
Yeah, they fit pretty good though.
Oh, they fit good. I was tiny. I was a tiny little guy.
Oh yeah, I had some hand-me-downs I would get, especially in the summertime. Shit like that, or what do you call it? Like I remember my mom would cut our fucking jeans and make shorts out of them.
Oh my god,
shit like that.
The original jorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom would take tablecloths and curtains and make suits out of them for me.
So
I got a Sunday suit when I was a real little kid. That literally is a fucking pair of curtains.
Well, who made it? Your mother made it?
I think so.
Did she stitch and she knew how to like a seamstress kind of stuff? My grandmother did all that shit.
I mean, probably not at that level.
But then she knew enough to make you something.
I believe it was her, yes.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
You look sharp.
Oh,
did they? When you went to bed at night, did they hang you up in the window?
They did. They did. They did. There was still a doily attached to the back of my fucking jacket. So it may have been a tablecloth. I forget.
Oh, okay. Wow.
But
yeah, my grandmother used to go get me like jeans that were on sale, but they were like not the right size,
like Toughskins,
whatever. Yeah, oh yeah, the cheapest shit, whatever it was.
So you've been going through this not the right size thing for a long time.
My whole life. But I had my own custom tailored fucking. I had my grandmother, man. She had her sewing machine that she operated by foot. The pedal
Trindle
kind
or whatever they call it,
and it was fucking huge. And she would get me clothes that were on sale. Didn't matter the size as long as they were bigger. And she would fucking take her chalk and she would cut the fucking shit up, and I'd have fucking clothes that fit.
How about the irregulars?
Fucking crazy.
Did your mother ever buy you irregulars?
I don't know. They probably did. I didn't even know it. You know?
Fucking shirts like fucking this.
And right.
Yeah. You're stepping on the cuff with one leg of your jeans.
You mother's like, just put it on.
Nobody's gonna notice.
You ungrateful bastard.
And then I had in my neighborhood growing up, it was the Robbins was the store. And you had the fucking Robin sneakers,
nice.
Robin specials.
Wow.
They were blue. They had a swish that kind of looked like Nikes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. We had at least we had Playtogs was like that, I guess. It was a similar type store, I think.
Oh, okay.
You can get like shit like, they had their own,
Had the beautiful pair of Kangaroos, the knockoff Kangaroos. Remember they had a little fucking zipper pouch on the side?
Oh, yeah, man.
Oh, you could put your heroin in there.
Put your heroin, your maybe a quarter in case you got to go over the toll or something. You got a toll maybe. A quarter in your shoe.
A phone call maybe.
I mean, you can never go wrong with a little change,
A little quarter in your shoe. Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
And then
some Skippies, Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah. Skippies. Sure. Remember the fucking cockroach killers?
Yeah, yeah, or
fucking long pointy shoes.
Fucking like, yeah, what were those called?
Cockroach killers,
Yeah.
or Capizios, maybe.
Capizios or some shit like. Yeah, that's right. Holy shit.
So,
What the fuck were those Capizio things all about? What happened? Where did we? What happened? That was like a cross between a nice leather shoe and an elf shoe.
A flat elf shoe.
Yeah, like something weird was going on there. Whatever.
So I don't want to make. I don't want to insult you or your lovely wife.
No, go ahead, Doc.
Which means insult incoming.
Right.
I remember with great jocularity my brother's cowboy boot days.
Oh, I love cowboy boots.
Well, I know some people.
I hated them until Jenny came along. She talked me into it.
I'm not done talking about clothes, but that would have been a great segue for one of our.
I'm sorry.
No,
I
no,
interrupted you.
No, you didn't interrupt me. That would have been a good segue into one of the topics I want to talk about tonight, but I still want to talk about clothes.
Oh, go ahead.
So, did you ever get caught up in the half shirt? The half shirt days?
You know, my brother did. I was like too young, I think, to be wearing it. Maybe or something. You know, like because it was a hand me down. It would have been a hand me down, that type of item. You know what I mean? Because it was like a summer clothes. So I probably got that probably about a year after that went out of style.
Okay.
So I kind of just looked like a perverted fat kid running around
Ridiculous.
with his belly hanging out.
Yeah, that was probably a very narrow window where those shirts were acceptable.
Yeah, they were. What was going on there? What was going on with the men? I'm getting a phone call here.
I'm sure it had something to do with, I'm guessing a movie. I don't know which one, but maybe fucking Lost Boys or some shit.
Okay, so a movie came out. Some guy.
I mean, isn't that how a lot of the trends start? It's either sports or movies.
Who was the guy that was like, I got an idea. I'm going to take my little sister's shirt and I'm going to wear it.
A guy that did a lot of crunches.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then it became more widely accepted that if you like Pillsbury Doughboy, you could still get away with it.
What about like, there was like a time when everybody wore like, not myself, but a lot of people wore like football jerseys. Like, that was like a big thing too. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Or the baseball, the button-up jerseys.
Yeah.
That's how if you ever lived in New York City, that's how you knew you were standing next to an undercover cop.
Right.
That's all they fucking wore.
Oh
jeans and those fucking jerseys.
Everybody walked around look like Fred Durst from
exactly.
What's their name there? Yeah.
It was almost like a fucking non-uniform uniform in New York.
5 signs that you're an undercover cop.
Yeah.
I always liked in Central Park, it would be the homeless guy with the really nice watch and good teeth.
Yeah, perfect teeth. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love my Z Cavaricis. And then of course you had the cuff and roll the
cuff and
ankle.
roll. I'm guilty as charged. Absolutely. I was a cuffer and a roller.
I'm gonna be right back.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, cuffed and roll. What else did we wear back then? I was mainly into jeans and a t-shirt. It was pretty simple. Kind of like I do today. Jeans and a t-shirt. Usually black. Yeah. I think I might have had a denim jacket. I think I had parachute. Oh, Jesus Christ. Lisa, please. Lisa. You're killing me over here with the fucking parachute pants. Oh my God. Do you remember there was something. What were we all thinking? What were we thinking? Like what did we think? We looked like a bunch of fucking paratroopers. And not for nothing, I never seen anybody jump out of a plane wearing them fucking things.
Well, usually they're much bigger.
And were they kind of like a
parachute?
A prelude or a precursor to the cargo pants?
Could very well
think
be.
they're a tighter, silkier version.
Tighter and silkier
of the cargo pants.
With
a little bit smaller pockets. I mean, didn't they have some kind of zippy shit going on?
Fishnet shirts. You remember that?
Oh yeah. Those were always fun. Those were fun.
Seeing a fucking pair of baloney man nipples fucking poking through a fucking
set of man nipples with hair, sweaty hair. poking through the fishnet shirt, sitting on the subway, 1980 something.
Oh, you can't get enough of that.
Mm.
And Linda Lopez says, "Come in back pocket."
Yeah.
I don't even want to get an explanation of that comment. Somebody's been standing too close to somebody else on the train. Evidently, Linda meant comb.
Oh, apology.
So I have a pretty good since I gave that repressed memory specialist $10,000. I have a pretty decent memory of my childhood, and I can't think of anything outrageous. My brother was pretty conservative dresser. I can't think of it. I think he did the fucking trendy thrift store suit jacket with the sleeves rolled up. I think that was one of the things that he had done.
Okay.
It may have been a little ruffle to the shirt under that. I can't swear to it, and I don't want to make accusations.
Yeah, I got you. He kept it kind of cool.
Kind of
classy.
Cool. I think when he started dating, who's now his wife, they would go out and
so he had to look presentable.
He ratchet it up a bit.
Yeah,
but
he had to set the trap.
Yes,
if you will, right? And then boom, right? And then it's bang, t-shirts and pajamas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Rip fucking sweatpants.
Right. Once he sets the hook.
Exactly.
Get the pajamas out.
I do always remember one of those blue, not the straight combs, but the blue combs where half of it was comb and half of it was fucking handle.
Yeah.
I remember that always being in his back pocket.
Okay.
Along with the bandana, which in later years, sadly, was proven to be a "Hey, I'm a gay guy" sign.
The old bandana.
It's almost as
those
clear
were
as
very popular in the late 70s, early 80s.
Oh, yeah. Almost as clear as a foot tap now.
Yeah, I mean, there was a time when, Isn't that just silly? It's just silliness.
What's that?
How like a single article, I don't even know if is it even clothing. It's a fucking bandana.
It's an accoutrement.
An accoutrement, if you will, right?
If you will.
An accessory. Anyway, I think that it's just kind of silly that something so simple can like
yes, Tony says some vintage stuff.
Vintage. I like that. That's a fancy word. Vintage.
Yeah, for old and thrown out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of vintage, how do you ever go to like thrift stores?
No.
And find vintage clothing?
I do not.
I've gone to.
I've only been to one with you and your daughter.
Oh, did I take you?
Yes, when we were waiting for some results or something.
Yeah.
When you found out you weren't pregnant.
Did I find any good finds that day?
We didn't look.
Oh, that was the day I packed all the salted meats and olives for the ride. Yeah.
We were driving 40 minutes.
Yeah, but we didn't know how long we were going to be at the hospital.
You had a whole collection of salted meats and olives and cheeses.
Oh, I had nice Italian cheeses and something else. Oh, there was oranges.
It was like a charcuterie board.
Bottled water I had. It was prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah, my grandmother, she always made sure we had food on us.
Just like randomly.
Especially going to the hospital, You know, I still have at my house my first silverware set kind of thing,
Okay.
So when I got my first place, my grandmother, she goes into a drawer and she had the Ziploc bag and it was filled with spoons, knives, forks, the whole bit that she had stolen over the years from the hospitals. When my grandfather would be in the hospital, she would steal the silverware,
And then she bequeathed that to you.
Yeah, she gave me the silverware.
Betrothed it,
I had a whole set. I had the salt and pepper shakers, things like she gave me all that. Yeah,
nice.
I don't have the salt and pepper shakers anymore, but I do have the silverware or the metalware.
So grandma gave you stolen silverware.
Yeah.
This was your dad's mom?
Yeah. Well,
say no more.
There you have it, right? Here you go, kid.
Here's a dog.
Yeah. Going to the cemetery, need flowers. Oh my God, it's so bad.
So
Mhm.
something I wanted to talk about before
Jamie.
you mentioned Miss Jenny.
Mhm.
How did you meet your lovely spouse, your lovely wife?
Oh man. Well, the first time I ever saw Jenny was at a union meeting, and she was wearing a red shirt and blue jeans, and she walked in the fucking room extremely pissed off. She slammed the fucking door open. She was like one out of maybe 5 females in the local at the time, if there were that many. And so she kind of stood out. In a union, there was probably over 100 guys in the room, and she fucking slams the door open, came walking in all fucking in a huff and shit. And that was the first time I met her, and that was at some union meeting. And then I met her on the job, just kind of through working around her and then working with her, and pretty cool.
So did you actually ask her out?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't remember what I did. I think I just kind of
Because to hear
told
Jenny
her
tell the
something,
story, to hear Jenny's side of the story, she threw you over her shoulder.
Yeah. Oh
and
my
carried
God.
you out of the job.
Pretty much. We went. I stood her up on the first date. She says I stood her up. My cousin was pregnant, though. This is true, man. See, now this sounded crazy to her, right? But this is true. And she went to Harlem to see for herself. Okay. So she says to me, "Can you come Friday to hang out?" I said, "Sure." Well, then Friday came. My cousin was pregnant. She was having problems. Her husband, who was African, was in Africa at the time. So I went.
I don't believe the story already.
Right. So I had to go, and I was still kind of living with her at the time down in Harlem. So I had to kind of be there.
What did you have to go deliver the kid?
Well, I didn't know what was happening. There was like complications or some shit that night or something. Anyway, so Jenny thought I was lying. And then I went the second night, I met her. And then, the rest is history. Here we are.
Did your cousin's husband write you a note in clicks?
No. Well, a week later, I brought her down to Harlem to see where I lived and everything and to meet my cousin. And then she realized when she met her husband, his name is Aziz Gambula. And he's, African. He's Africanus.
Africanus Maximus?
Yes. And then she believed me.
So to woo her, you brought her on a piss-filled elevator.
Yeah, we went to Harlem. And the first thing, we walk in the building, and the elevator opens up, and some fucking homeless dude walks out, and the whole elevator was full of piss all over the fucking place, man. So we took the stairs. But
Yeah,
which weren't any safer, but whatever. It was good. It was good. I never had any problems in that building, actually. Nobody bothered me, so I didn't bother nobody. That's for sure.
Well, until you got to be friendly with people, they thought you were a fucking cop anyway.
Yeah, they thought I was an undercover cop for probably about 6 months. They used to call me the resident CO. Yeah, it was crazy.
I still remember. So I was driving down 739 and Facebooking as I shouldn't have been, and evidently going back and forth with somebody that had gotten ripped off by a contractor.
Oh boy!
And then this woman Belinda Topez chimed in about being ripped off by a contractor, and then she friend requested me.
Really?
Obviously, a friend collector.
One of those. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
I went. Friends I have. Mm-hmm.
I went to the house and was checking out the job. I had my clipboard, my pencil, and I wasn't concentrating on anything they said.
No,
I was just concentrating on Miss Topez.
Yeah, huh?
And I was drawing stick figures on my little pad, and it's the way they thought I was writing down details of the job.
So then, what did you do? Were you like? So did you got the job?
I got the job.
Completed it.
Yeah, and
now the job has come to an end.
Yeah,
you're done with your flirtatiousness.
Yeah,
she's been flirting towards you.
No, not at all.
You were flirting towards her. like showing up with your pants off, things like that.
The usual.
You looking in the windows.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So then the job comes to an end, and what happens? You're like, hey, babe, like, how did it work out?
I think I did the
Did
whole
you call her
babe.
babe?
Yeah, Belinda Topaz contacted me a week later. I had no idea what she needed done. It was something about a shower, I think. But
Okay.
so you know how if you're exposed to herpes, you could get a cold sore that just it never really goes away.
Is it back? Is it?
Yes.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
Oh shit.
I didn't want to tell you
Sorry about
like
that.
this, but no, I was herpes. I just never left.
So you just kind of lingered.
Just kind of
Like
lingered.
when a dog farts.
Yes. When a dog farts under your blanket,
that
was me.
Oh my god. A Dutch hot dog.
Oh yes. I delivered a bathroom sink. Once I figured out what she needed, I delivered a bathroom sink. I was
in black slacks.
I was
and
dressed.
dress shoes.
I was dressed in my dress up Carhartt ensemble.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fancy dancy.
Don't you think?
Yeah. Jenny fell in love with me right away. Right away.
Yeah. Okay.
Right
It's interesting how two people can have two completely different stories.
Yeah.
Well, obviously she had to. She went to fucking Harlem with you.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a lot of fun.
She didn't do that for no reason.
That was a lot of fun. I never minded driving down there, I used to go down at like odd hours, so there was never any traffic, and I would get there pretty quick.
Okay.
From like Orange County or from Dutchess County.
And they always say, one thing I always heard growing up is Harlem at night is not to be missed.
Oh, yeah. It's nice. It's really nice.
Particularly on a really hot, like August evening.
It's like they're always like shouting things at you when you're walking. Like I think it's, they were like cheering me or something, like cracker, some things like that. Go home, white boy. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going home. I'm going right here.
Yeah, this is my building.
Things like that. So they were looking out for me, is what I was getting at.
Okay.
Make sure I was getting home safe.
Okay.
Go home.
What do you call Black Doctor?
Boy. Well, geez. I don't know. I could think of a million things.
Doctor, you fucking racist.
Yeah. I enjoyed that place. You know what I liked about New York City was that, and this is no exaggeration, if I wanted to order a steak to my fucking apartment at 2 a.m, somebody will be open to make that fucking steak. And some guy will roll up on a bicycle and fucking hand it to you. Right?
I missed that because
that's
when Belinda Topaz was in the hospital in Upper Manhattan after failing to wash the dishes twice in a row.
Yeah. Disgrazia.
Yeah.
This one.
I would go out on Fifth Avenue and get gyros off the cart at fucking midnight.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy would take his hands right out of his pants, wipe them on his shirt.
Well, yeah, Indian style,
and he would load up that gyro for me. And yeah, you can't do that around here, that's for sure.
I like when they have the meat on, for the gyro, it's just on that rotisserie thing.
Oh my god, that's
and then the
best.
guy takes his foot off and he just kind of whittles the meat off with his toenail.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Does anybody in the world have any fucking idea why every one of those rotating loaves had to have a fucking tomato on top of it?
Yeah, is that what it was? Was that a big tomato?
It was a fucking tomato. Or was a tomato up there?
Yeah, it was nice and soft just from the heat. Just maybe you kept the meat moist.
I hate a hot tomato.
Do you?
Yeah.
Not me. I love tomatoes any way you make them. I love them. I had a tomato sandwich tonight because of that picture that I posted on Facebook.
I had a tomato sandwich the other day.
Oh, so good with a little mayonnaise and toast.
Roy calls it the meat lathe.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. You know what the weirdest thing Belinda Topez does when it comes to, well, and it's not the weirdest thing, but one of the weird things she does that baffles me.
What's that?
Her default, if she's making a sandwich, is not toasted. My default when making a sandwich is toasted.
So you would rather it untoasted first?
No, I prefer it toasted.
Okay. So you prefer the toasted bread
Yes.
on any sandwich?
Peanut butter and jelly is fun. I mean, I'm not gonna throw away the perfectly good sandwich, but peanut butter and jelly would be the sandwich I would go to and say toasted or untoasted. I'm cool with that. But everything else, like you said, the tomato sandwich,
I toasted it.
toasted mayo,
Yeah.
and maybe a little salt and pepper, more pepper for me.
Yeah.
And
Well, you got to toast
untoasted
it.
bread.
Especially with the tomatoes, because otherwise the bread is going to get all mushy and wet and fucking be like eating paste to some shit.
But yeah, any kind of sandwich, I'm going for the toast every time.
Yeah, toast with like turkey and Swiss with a little mayo and some black pepper.
That'll do. Or ham and Munster. I like a good Munster.
A good Munster.
Love a good Munster.
I got a hankering for some Munster.
Tony says the soggy bread is the bomb.
Ah, come on. He probably liked to use bread like when his when you had no burger buns, you put the bread on and it turned pink and soggy. You probably like that shit too. Oh.
Well, what else you gonna do?
Oh.
I don't remember what kind of bread we had growing up. It wasn't the fucking thick slice fucking Pepperidge Farm. I thought that was always, and I thought that was always cheaper. I don't think it was Wonder.
I don't know what we had. We had Wonder Bread, but we had others. I think I want to say Freihofer
Maybe
made bread.
That sounds familiar.
Freihofer, I believe that's it.
But yeah, I think I look at this pale sandwich.
It is pale. Yeah, it's pale because it's just cheap flour.
Well,
with fucking, and that's it.
But also this pale sandwich that Topez is presenting to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's untoasted bread. It's like there's no, very unfancy, very uncultured, in my opinion.
The other day when you told me that you spent hours, and I mean, would you spend half the day painting those cabinets?
Oh no, it's most of the day.
Okay. And then on top of it, when you were all done,
she didn't lift a finger.
I thought, well, I'm thinking, well, at least it was at his house. You know what I mean?
Oh, you came here so excited.
Yeah.
To see the painted cabinets.
And that, well, I mean, after all the hard work that you did, and it comes to find out that they're at her house.
Yeah.
So
I was slaving for her. And what was I repaid with? One thick slice of bologna and fucking white bread untoasted.
A couple chicken nuggets with ketchup.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. She was eating beautiful filet mignon with ketchup.
Figures.
Yeah.
That's women.
Yeah, that's women.
They're vicious.
Very ungrateful.
You make a sandwich again.
So do you remember any big events in history where you were? We're about the same age.
Sure.
So I'm sure our parents could tell us where they were when they heard Kennedy was shot.
Okay. I was in the 8th grade math class, Mrs. Du Bois, and they told us that the space shuttle blew up. Was it 7th or 8th grade? I want to say 8th.
Yeah.
Yep. I remember that.
Yeah, I remember. So I remember when Reagan got shot. I remember being home, seeing that. I came home from school, and my mother had that on the news. And I remember the first space shuttle. I came straight from school to my friend's house.
Yeah,
and they had it on TV. I remember when the Pope. I don't remember exactly where it was when the Pope was shot.
Oh yeah, remember that? He got shot. He made out okay.
Oh, yeah, he did fine. It blew up his career.
Didn't he like forgive his
Yes.
assailant?
Yeah. Remember how big his TikTok got after that?
Did it?
Oh, TikTok took off.
Blew up, if you
Blew
will.
up. I remember where the second space shuttle, where I was when the second space shuttle got
Really?
crashed. I was in my buddy Mike's photo shop and started hearing it on the news.
Did we see it crash?
No, they just told us.
Interesting.
I don't remember if there was any video of that.
Exactly.
I'll have to look it up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I do look at moon landing pictures now and laugh.
Do you?
I do.
I'm glad. Do you look at the boot prints and then see the picture of at the Space Museum of the bottom of his boots that don't match the prints on the that are always on the moon?
Oh, really? That one I
Boot
didn't.
Prints.
I didn't know.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember exactly.
At what point are they just wait? And no offense to any boomers, don't get your fucking panties in a fucking bunch. You're a sensitive group, but are they waiting for the boomers to like fade away before they just, like actually just be like, all right, fine, we didn't fucking go to space?
That's what I'm kind of thinking,
right? Like, all right, yeah, he's gone now. He ain't gonna say shit. We didn't go, and where everybody's gonna be like, yeah, we know. I don't know. I think what are they waiting for, or at least say we didn't land on the moon, and some fucking guy got out with his fucking a clean room suit on and a fucking a fish bowl on his head with a vacuum hose and some fucking gold tinfoil running around. Come on, man.
So, but the first thing you came up with was the space shuttle.
Yeah, I remember where it was when they told us
but
that it crashed.
Well, we did have video of that.
We have video of some rockets blowing up.
Yes.
We don't know if anybody was in it.
You know, they say.
Just saying.
Christy McCullough's eyes were blue.
Is that what they said?
Yeah. One blew that way and one blew that way.
way.
That old gag.
Remember all those jokes that came out? They said that the crew used Head and Shoulders shampoo because they found their head and shoulders all over the beach. Or some shit like that. That's so fucked up.
Oh, there was so many jokes that came out. Just stupid ones like, no, not that button.
Oh my god. Good times in America.
Oh yeah. I remember exactly where I was and what I was doing for 9/11.
9/11, yeah, I was sleeping. And then I woke up after the first tower was hit and I thought it was a television movie. I didn't think it was real.
Oh yeah. Well, who wouldn't? Who would think it was fucking real?
I'm like, what the fuck movie is this? I'm like, what? Like, you know, that's like, you know how they make, well, because months before that happened, I had watched a movie on HBO about the first attack on the towers. If you remember back in the 80s, they tried to blow up the fucking basement with the van. They drove that van in there.
It was 1993, I believe.
Was that when it was?
Yeah.
93? Okay, so I just finished watching like a documentary on it, on how they fucked it up so bad, you know? And so I just thought I was watching maybe another, like, I don't know, documentary, like, because it wasn't a real documentary that I watched. It was more like a movie, a factual movie. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, just true story kind of fucking shit. They were a couple of jerk offs though the first time around.
Yeah. That was awkward.
That was the guy went to didn't the guy go to return the fucking truck, one of the trucks or some shit like that?
Something like that, yeah. Whatever. Yeah, I was in the downstairs part of my office workshop place where I worked, and one of the guys said a plane had crashed into one of the towers, and I didn't really think much of it. I didn't think it was. We could see the towers clearly from my office, but I didn't know we'd see anything. So I went up there and looked, and I said to somebody that I work with, I said, "Look at this! Look at that fucking plane flying so quick. It was far enough away that it looked like a small plane. I thought it was like a small plane looking at what was going on, and watched that hit the fucking next tower, and then eventually watched them collapse.
I saw it on the television, the second one.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's interesting, certain things that you remember forever.
Yeah, I remember not sleeping for fucking days. I just remember like wondering what the hell's going on and
Oh, yeah.
is there going to be another attack?
And having the news on 24/7.
Yep. Yeah, you fall asleep with it on, get up with it on,
Yep.
or looking for the terrorists and looking for dead bodies and shit survivors. Yeah. I like all the plane parts that they found at the Pentagon. Oh, wait. I like all the footage of that crash.
That got scooped up awful quick.
Sure did. So did the one in the field. Just saying. Just saying.
We're gonna have to have another conspiracy theory show.
Yeah, we should. I think even some of the things that they told us about what the passengers had said was pure fucking bullshit
Yeah, I kind of wouldn't be
to
surprised.
amp us up, to create news and story. They can fucking say anything.
Yeah. No, I agree.
But
They wanted to get everybody on board.
well, yeah, it was basically 9/11, I think, was just another Pearl Harbor to get us involved in a war. That's all. And Pearl Harbor was a fucking rig, too. And there you have it.
So were they not Japanese planes?
They were. But they're not going to say that we didn't know they were coming. They knew they were coming. They wanted them to come so that we could get involved in the fucking war, man. After they bombed us, then we went in. That was it. They went to Pearl Harbor. They blew up those ships, and then we were like, "All right, now everybody got mad.
Time to go."
Fucking war. Yeah, they did the same thing with 9/11. We haven't fucking left since. Been there ever since, man.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah,
We've
yeah.
been there since like what, 89, 90 in the Middle East, blowing shit up, man. We haven't fucking accomplished nothing. I say let them all just fucking sort it out on their own.
Yeah, I think it's about time that happened.
I think I'll say it like I'll say it in this day and age. I cannot see fighting a religious war. Like,
No, they never end.
yeah, and it's what do you're going to send what, an American soldiers to die over religious beliefs, somebody else's religious beliefs in another I don't know, I can't stand that shit. I think it's fucking silliness. People killing each other over believing in a different god. Makes no sense. Whatever.
That's been happening since the beginning of time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all they do. They argue. They should be more like me. Open-minded,
Oh, is that what you are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Open-minded, willing to listen,
Okay.
talk. I like to, and work things out.
Man of God, if you will.
Like a man of God.
Okay.
I'm a man of nature. I like to go with the flow, of nature. The energy, good energy.
You want to come back as a tree, huh?
I do. They sell these pods now they can put you in and makes you a tree when you die.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yes, they do. Yeah. Yes, I do. They make you a tree when you die.
Yeah, I mean, they've proven that trees communicate, they breathe, they do all these things, man. They help other plants and stuff in the forest by putting nutrients and stuff into the earth. Even sugar, they create a sugar, some of them, to feed other plants with.
And they communicate. Have dogs pee on you when you grow into a tree. Well, I mean, you do it now.
That'd be cool. Get like my first tree OnlyFans page.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dogs peeing on me.
I mean, I've seen the videos of the dogs peeing on you, and they're pretty good. But how do they communicate? I don't mean
like
I don't know
how they communicate. But how? It's
What are
like
they
this.
talking about? I guess would be my question.
When a tree gets felled,
Thank you for using the proper terminology.
crying out loud. Other trees in the area will, through their roots, attach to that tree's roots and feed that tree that got cut. And that's how come you'll start to see new branches coming out of a fucking stump that's been sitting around, that should be dead.
So
This is why.
how do you know it's not the stump reaching out?
I don't think it can. I think they've done studies that the living tree, the ones that weren't cut, were the ones that continued to generate this, whatever it is. One of the words they used was sugar and nutrients. I don't know what. I guess sugar's not a nutrient. I don't know.
I mean, I guess it's in some form. Linda Lopez wants everybody to think that she's down with this, and she says they communicate with the breeze.
Well, there you go. You're watching them around here. Sometimes they get fucking rocking. Well, you got a couple.
Yeah. Yeah. And, for somebody who wants to be a tree, come back as a tree, talks to the trees, makes friends with the trees, likes to have like a little bit of touch therapy with the trees.
I just love trees. Yeah.
Yeah. You just had a bunch of them cut down, and you can't wait to cut down more.
Yeah, but unlike most, I use the trees to their fullest. You know what I mean? I like to try to.
So you throw a living creature into a ball of fire.
Well, all creatures use the trees for life. Even the chipmunks live inside it. The bugs eat the dead tree. There's all kinds of shit. Humans, we cut them down. We use them for heat. We use them to build our houses, our caves. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's okay
to molest the forest for the trees.
It's not okay to just cut a tree down and then just leave it for you just cut it for no reason.
Well,
just
why
to
not?
cut a fucking tree down.
It's going to rot into the ground and feed nutrients and sugar to the earth.
It's true.
It could feed some woodpeckers.
It's true. It could make a home to a couple of small chipmunks or something when they lay in the dead branches and the leaves fall off.
Just waiting for you to come and shoot them because they might have hissed at you.
They're possibly rabid.
So what was the possibility of rabid trees?
See, Beverly, I like the idea of fertilizing a forest instead of being in a cemetery.
Okay.
Thank you, Beverly.
But if you don't go for the whole vault thing, then aren't you going to fertilize a cemetery? Don't cemetery grass deserve to live too?
I don't know. All I know is that I'd like to be a tree.
I feel like I just presented you with a deep philosophical question. Does cemetery grass deserve to live too?
It does.
Does cemetery grass lives matter?
But grass, you could tear grass up and throw it, and it'll start growing new grass everywhere. So cutting grass is actually healthy for the grass. It helps to spread the grass, makes the grass stronger. Blah 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 blah.
All right then.
Yeah, I at my house I had a tree. I think I might have told you, in my front yard that provided shade and oxygen and all that nice shit for years.
Yeah, that nice shit.
Then it died, and
like the punk it was.
Right, the bugs ate it, so they lived off the tree. Then the what do they call it? The woodpeckers. They came. They ate the bugs that were in the fucking tree, so the woodpecker lived off the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Then the wind blew. This is all true, right?
Oh yeah, no.
Then the
I have
wind
no
blew,
doubt.
and I got mushrooms growing out of the dead tree where the holes were that the woodpecker, pecked fucking holes, and those were tree oysters. They're called.
Okay.
I cut the tree oysters off, and I ate them. So the tree provided food too. You understand? Then
sadly, this didn't kill you.
Then when it didn't. And then when the tree finally fell, I cut it up and I used it for heat. And there you have it.
It's a beautiful story.
So I used all of that tree was used to every possible way. Oh, and I even took the ashes, put them in the driveway to help melt the snow, which put the ashes, when the snow melted, back into the ground, return the nutrients to the tree. Full circle. Circle of life.
You got to admit.
That was one tree.
That's a pretty tidy circle.
That was one tree.
It's good.
Just think if I did that to all the trees on my property.
Then you have no trees.
Yeah. Then I'd have no trees.
Dream come true.
I'm trying to cut some of them down just to make some room,
Yeah,
There's
because
too much.
you invited their fucking land, so now it's time to make them bow to your rule.
Too many trees in a forest, they could create forest fires and all kinds of problems for the forest. It's good to prune.
So what you're leaning towards is similar to what I like to do with the oceans. You just want to cut every tree down in the forest. Maybe just cement it all over.
I only want to cut the dead ones down. And that's only if they have to be. I'd rather just let them fall. This way nature takes its course, gets everything it can out of the tree.
Okay.
And then I come along, I'll cut it up. Maybe I'll take some of the oak, make a nice handle for my knife out of it. I've done that.
Yeah, do me a favor. If you're gonna make a spoon,
oh, I've made spoons with the maple too.
Yeah, I've seen one.
See?
Yeah, it's the shallowest fucking spoon I've ever seen in my life. I watched your daughter eat soup with that spoon. 1 can of soup, 4.5 hours.
It's a diet spoon.
Okay. Maybe you should drill some holes in it too, make it even more difficult.
I'm gonna make a wooden ladle.
Oh, is that gonna be as deep as a spoon?
It was like this big bulb on the bottom, but I never carved it out. Just went in like a half an inch.
Half as deep as the average pipe.
It's 5 pounds. Solid oak. And I'm like,
oh, this is handy. This is so handy.
Made that for you.
Linda wants me to whittle her some soup spoons.
Yeah. I wish I had some, time to sit around and whittle, but I'm too busy. Too busy fucking up my property right now.
Just think of after we build your front deck, how much time you'll have to be able to sit out there on your rocker and do some whittling.
That'd be great. I'll whittle some spoons and sell them at the crafts fair. And then people could walk by and not buy them.
If you do that, you're gonna have to. I'm gonna take a step back. I'm gonna say you don't have to grow a skullet, but you're gonna have to grow hair long enough that you could put in dreadlocks.
Yeah,
and you're gonna have to sell your spoons barefoot.
Do you think barefoot? Do you think I should get one of those like remember the infomercial guys in the 80s and 90s that you would see at the mall with the little microphone?
Oh, you're definitely gonna need the Madonna microphone.
They were acting like they had some space age shit that you were never gonna see anywhere. Do like that.
Yeah, like on the old game shows when they finally, or even the news programs back in the day when they finally decided to hang the giant microphone around their neck.
Remember that?
Yeah,
that was great.
Remember Bob Barker's fucking microphone? It was like 2 feet long. It was really thin.
Yeah, he would just hold it back here like this.
Yeah, and it just looked like a fucking olive on a toothpick.
Yeah, it was like you'd be like talking like that. You would talk to somebody from like 2 feet away.
I was the original social distancing microphone.
Right? Yeah, it was his own special. It was like, what was that all about? What was that? Why didn't he just use a regular?
It's just a shtick. It was just
that was his thing.
That was his showmanship. That was his thing.
Is he still with us?
I don't know. I don't think so. I know he got bit by an alligator a few years back. He's a big animal guy. I think Bob Barker was.
Speaking of animals,
oh boy,
I have a question. I see that there's a painting To my right.
Piece of artwork.
It's obviously a quality, handcrafted.
Oh yeah.
Do you mind if I?
No, please do.
Now, is this a rendition of Fred when he was
Younger?
From a photo of him?
That's Fred's high school yearbook picture.
Okay. Yeah. Now that came out. That came out nice.
Oh yeah. He was
a
a sportsman.
I'd say he was a real. I mean, right there, he was just a young buck.
Oh, definitely.
Huh?
Definitely. And he's really hardly aged.
He
hasn't aged a bit since he's been since I adopted him.
Yeah, I mean everything. He looks good, but I do like that. That's nice.
Oh,
it's actually really cool.
Yeah. Fine artisan work.
Who was the artist? Was it Picasso?
No, it was Hob Bislabis.
Hobbes.
Yes. In American, it's Hobby Lobby.
Oh, it is Hobby Lobby.
Yes.
They had that there, huh? I like it.
Yeah.
So he was a hunter.
Mighty
in his
hunter.
Younger days.
Yeah. Even though Fred's eyes are on the sides of his head, he was more of a prey deer.
Yeah.
He was a prey animal.
Yeah. He must not have
He
been
just
too
wasn't.
good.
No, he just wasn't great at it.
Yeah, I could see by the way his binoculars got stuck on his horns there.
Yeah.
They call them antlers.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. A dog playing pool on the velvet table.
Yeah. I don't have room for it because I had the ones the dogs playing cards enlarged so big.
It's one of my favorites, man. The cards and the pool, man.
When you walk into somebody's home,
oh, I love that.
And that's what you see. You're dealing with somebody of higher stock,
right? Of
class,
right? There's a good chance they saw maybe some old mob movies once or twice in their life.
Maybe,
maybe they like to drink beer here and there. Nothing too crazy.
On some Blue Moon,
occasional cigar.
Yeah,
occasional.
Little Pabst Blue Ribbon.
A little Pabst, yeah.
Quality. People of quality, people of couth.
Ooh. I like those kind of people. I like couthy people.
Yes. I've yet to peer into Linda Lopez's window and see any of that type of fine artwork.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah.
Well, you'll certainly see some fine painting done on those cabinets.
Well, yeah. I mean, I did all the work.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Just terrible.
Yeah.
No appreciation. Did she say thank you?
Nope. Nope. I heard something about she saw a brushstroke and that was it. I left.
Oh, okay. One of those, huh?
Yeah.
Picky. Did you get paint on the windows?
Who wouldn't?
Spill a little.
These things happen.
Yeah. Did you ever do you remember going to were billiard halls popular when you were younger? It was a big thing?
I spent the better part of a few years in a pool hall.
That was something I really used to enjoy doing. That me and my friends, it was, I don't remember what they charged us by the hour. I forget how much it was, back then. But yeah, we would love, especially in the summertime, we would go hang out. We thought we were so cool,
Oh yeah. I have to show you my collection of pool cues.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and then I had a pool table in my old rental. I actually hired a pro for a couple of hours to
Did you really?
give me some lessons. Yeah,
Wow.
I was pretty good at it. I haven't played in years and years and years.
Man.
Yeah,
that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoy it. I used to. Well, that's me.
Addicting.
That's me and my OCD. I used to watch fucking pool videos.
I did too.
Yeah, constantly.
For a while.
Constantly.
Yeah. It used to be like this. I think maybe she was Chinese lady or some shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Jeanette Lee.
Yeah.
The Black Widow.
She was something else.
But a lot of the women, and even some of the guys, they had a shtick,
Well, yeah.
And that was her. She always dressed in black and stuff.
Yeah.
But she was a multi-year champion.
Yeah, I'd love to play sometime.
Trying to, well, my parents want to get rid of their pool table,
Well, there you have it.
so might be getting moved to this house.
Well, if it does, let me know. I'll come over and
I mean,
I'll
you'll probably
smoke cigarettes in your house.
you'll probably notice it. It's not like something I'm going to hide in a closet.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
We'll see.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Be very cool. It could get pricey, those tables. They could get quite up there in cost.
Yeah, this was a pretty basic table. No subways. If I remember correctly, it was $1,400 that my parents paid.
What I know they have, like, when you go to like a billiard hall. I wonder what one of those tables go for.
Yeah, one of those like Brunswick tables.
Yeah, the fucking slate top or whatever the fuck.
Well, that's what my parents' table is. That's what my table
man.
was. 3-piece slate. I still have the slate.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, super heavy. You can't. That's why you can't just even beyond the heaviness, you can't just lift those tables. They have to be disassembled, because if you flex that slate, because they're 3 pieces, they'll chip the edges.
Well, yeah.
You know, even as it is, when they lay the slate on the table before they put the felt in, they have a filler that they use, like a Bondo.
Really?
To make it dead flat.
There was a place on 17M in Middletown, New York, that used to sell and rent billiard tables.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and like all kinds of like bar games and stuff too, like, you know, whatever you would see at a bar, like those weird fucking games and darts, all you name it, this guy rented it.
I used to love that, like the bowling game, well, the shuffleboard game that they would have. Yeah,
that's cool shit. The good old days.
The good old days. Back in the dizzy. I know people that love to play ping pong. I was never any good at ping pong.
I love ping pong, man.
Yeah,
I was good at it for a while. I was.
Yeah, I was never any good at it.
That was a lot of fun. I found that after a while, like, you start getting further and further away from the table as you're playing, because you're fucking just wailing it. Yeah, it's fun, man.
Yeah, I've never had back and forth that long to get any further away from the table.
Really? Yeah.
2 or 3, how you call their volleys.
Couple of volleys.
That's
a volley for serve, as they say.
Is that
volley?
Is that what they say?
Well, that's what they say. I don't say it. I'm just like, you go first. I always let the other guy go first. You want to go first? You go first. Ball's yours. There you go.
That does take a lot of the complication out of it.
Yeah. If they say, no, you go first, I'll go. You sure? Okay, I'll go first then. Let's just do it. Let's just play. Let's go.
How about bowling?
Oh, I love bowling. I'm horrible at it, but I love it. And sometimes I'll get like maybe like 3 strikes in a row, and then I'll fuck up for the rest.
So when I was,
I don't know what I do, you know.
When I was, I guess, mid-teens, I was a bit of a bowling fanatic.
Yeah,
like anybody else with OCD.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would go there on a Saturday, run 10, 12 fucking games by myself.
There's a billiards, that place where we went bowling in Hawley. They got tables. We should go there sometime.
Yeah. Yeah, they have bowling and...
we could do bowling. We could get bowling shirts. Start a bowling league.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
We could steal the shoes.
I got a name for us and everything. Forget it.
Oh, God.
Fucking famous. Oh.
What's the name of us?
I think I would call us something like the High Rollers.
Oh, there you go.
And then,
that's a new one.
And then just have like a pot leaf on a bowling ball.
Okay.
Rolling, you know? Like that would be the emblem on our back. Like a green bowling ball or something. High Rollers.
Linda says, I think we all met at a bowling game gathering. No, we all met at
a bar.
Yeah,
at Sausage Fest.
At a Sausage Fest. Yeah, at Oktoberfest. Yes, Tony, I was going to say, sponsored by Building Dreams. Building Dreams bowling team.
Oh.
Yeah, but I mean, that was, we kind of knew Jeff and Jenny then, because Jeff bought his what I like to call rotted fruit alcohol.
Oh yeah, fermented fruit. Where was she talking about? At
The bowling pool place.
Oh yeah, that's right. I brought a bunch of it that night. That was some pretty strong shit that night I brought. We were getting fucked
Oh yeah,
up.
that stuff was cool. I just want to see if
Is there a bear outside?
I don't know. Could be. Never know. Never know around here.
Just can't bear it.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Grin and bear it.
I hate you and everything you stand for. Oh Jesus, Bentley's all worked up. Maybe somebody walking by.
I can barely hear it.
Oh Jesus Christ. I think maybe there was some lightning outside. Might be a little bit of thunder going on.
Is it raining?
I don't know. Guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it was supposed to rain earlier, but it didn't. I have a tomato garden.
I saw.
It's not huge. Just because I haven't had much luck in the Poconos with gardening for whatever reason. So the last garden I had was a larger garden, and I packed a lot of shit into it that failed to grow completely.
Okay.
So this time I got 6 beautiful tomato plants, and I put them by themselves in this little thing, and we'll see what grows.
Tony's got I'll have Tony send me pictures when he can. He's got a tomato prison, I like to call it. It's a tomato enclosure.
Really?
It becomes quite full. It's on the back of his garage.
It's cool.
And he harvests quite a few tomatoes.
Well, I don't know how many tomatoes I'll get off of 6 plants. Probably,
Probably 60, 70.
That'd be great.
Yeah. No.
I'll be fucking eating tomatoes all day. Oh, man.
You'll be out there stomping on them because you're so sick of tomatoes.
I got cherry tomatoes, too. So. I love cherry tomatoes, man. I used to put them in, grab them out of my garden in the morning and put them in my shirt pocket. When I had a pocket on my shirt.
Okay.
Perfect for holding tomatoes.
Okay. So can I just say, because I'm okay with saying this because I know you're going to forget.
Mm.
My dream now is that you have a successful cherry tomato garden and I encounter you looking like you have 5 pounds of chewed up bubble gum in your breast pocket and I am going to smack it.
I know. People would always say that to me, too. One day somebody's going to crush those things on you, but I couldn't help it. I would pick them, put them, and then, when I got to work in the morning, I would eat them as I was talking.
Too good for fucking Ziploc? You got to eat it like
I didn't think to put them in a Ziploc.
You got to eat it like you're picking bugs off yourself.
Like I got potato chip crumbs in my chest hair.
Tony says the fucking squirrels were stealing all his shit.
Yeah, see, I know. I don't know what I'm going to do. That's the problem. We live in the woods here.
I didn't even think of the squirrels. I think more of the deer all the time, but yeah, squirrels.
Yeah, squirrels. That's what I do. At night, I don't know if they're an issue, but during the day, I got the dogs outside. They kind of it's right next to the dog pen, so that keeps the animals kind of afraid to go into the garden.
If you see a squirrel at night, it's got rabies, right?
The one I shot sure as hell did.
I'm sure.
You get hissed at me.
I'm sure that's what happened.
Yeah.
So, cool. Well, thank everybody for hanging out with us. We're going to, I don't know. We're going to do a little more advertising. Maybe we got to set up some interviews. I got a few people I would like to have on the show. Make it a little more interesting. But, summertime people, as the weather's getting nicer out.
I know. It's so nice out.
Who wants to listen to a podcast live?
Well, everybody. When you're sitting outside, you're relaxing.
Well, they
you
should.
Put it on. You're on your back porch. You watch us. You laugh. You cry.
Well, we had a couple 300 views last week, right?
Yeah,
over 300.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Sometimes you just get those views after the fact.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. Seeing that.
Yeah, that was cool. So, any last thoughts?
Yeah. See you next week.
Yeah, and happy Memorial Day. You'll be taking your maiden voyage in the new pop-up.
Yeah, so there should be some, hopefully some good stories about my adventure in the pop-up world. It's going to be our first excursion.
Yeah, so if I keep sending you text and all those texts say is show notes.
Right.
That's me reminding you to use the show notes.
Oh, yeah. Please do.